Welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, I know you guys are focused learners, so we are jumping right into it today. We're tackling something that literally affects every single one of us, the endless pursuit of happiness. Seriously, have you ever felt like you're just running this exhausting race where the finish line keeps magically moving? Well, we're diving into some fascinating source material today that completely deconstructs this chase, and trust me, it offers a totally different, incredibly empowering way to look at how we live. So I want you to just sit with this question for a second. Will you finally be happy when? It's this massive fill in the blank that kind of dictates our whole lives, right? We literally have to acknowledge just how absolutely exhausting modern hustle culture is. We're constantly striving, constantly pushing, just waiting for that one perfect, magical moment that's going to validate all our hard work and finally grant us this mythical state of permanent joy. And we constantly fill in those blanks with really specific external stuff, like you get that promotion or go on that vacation. We end up treating happiness as an actual finish line or a final destination. We tell ourselves, man, if I can just get that promotion, if I can literally just book those flights to the beach, then I've made it. We basically put our entire lives on hold, just waiting for some perfect external event to trigger our internal satisfaction. But the material we're looking at today completely flips that assumption on its head. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the happiness finish line. So why exactly is this whole societal setup, this endless waiting game, so fundamentally flawed? Like, why does treating happiness like a shiny trophy leave us feeling totally empty? Well, the reality is, happiness just isn't a solid object. You can't put it on a shelf. It is not a permanent state. Honestly, the permanent state of happiness we've all been sold is a total myth. As the source material beautifully puts it, it's like a shadow you can't pin down. I mean, have you ever tried to actually catch a shadow? No way. It's impossible. Happiness just never sticks around long enough to be this permanent, tangible thing. So, if it isn't permanent, what exactly is going on in our brains when we do hit those big goals? Which brings us to Section 2, the hedonic adaptation trap. Let's quickly define the core psychological reason why that finish line is a complete illusion. It's called hedonic adaptation. Basically, this is the human psychological tendency to quickly return to a relatively stable level of happiness, no matter what major positive or negative events happen to us. So your brain is quite literally wired to adapt. It's designed to pull you right back to a baseline. You aren't doing anything wrong when the thrill of that brand new job wears off after a month. Your biology is literally just doing exactly what it was designed to do. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what that looks like. Check out how your everyday, medium baseline happiness just kind of sits right there in the middle. Now, when a huge positive event hits, say a massive promotion or, hey, even winning the lottery, your joy spikes incredibly high. You feel absolutely ecstatic. But over time, that joy fades and you drop right back down to that exact same baseline. The spike is totally temporary. The baseline, that's your actual reality. Which leads to this slightly tired, but honestly incredibly validating observation: the permanent state of happiness we've been sold just isn't real. It's not. We spend our entire lives caught in this endless, exhausting chase for goals that biologically fail to give us permanent joy. It's exactly like sprinting on a treadmill and wondering why the scenery isn't changing. Now, acknowledging that might feel a bit jarring at first, but realizing this illusion is actually a profoundly liberating moment. If the chase is just a mirage, what's the alternative? That brings us to Section 3, the art of contentment. The source material hits us with this absolutely incredible quote: "You just have to be happy without it." It's so wild and defiant, right? It's a conscious decision to just ditch the chase. It's basically saying, okay, fine, this mythical, permanent happiness jackpot isn't real, but I am not going to let that ruin my life. It's deciding that you're going to figure out how to live well right now, regardless of the illusions society keeps selling us. Now, this defiant pivot draws really heavily on an ancient, highly practical framework, Stoicism. This is the philosophy that you cannot control external events, but you absolutely can control how you respond to them. You can't control if you're going to hit that mythical happiness jackpot. You literally can't always control the promotions, the dream vacations, or getting external validation, but you have total internal power over your response. Stoicism essentially shifts your focus away from the external stuff you can't control, right back to your incredibly powerful internal world. So the crucial point is really seeing the contrast here. On one side, you have the mythical happiness jackpot, which demands ecstasy and forces you to constantly wait for perfect, uncontrollable external conditions. And on the other side, the art of contentment. Contentment is steady. It's all about making peace with what is right in front of you. And the best part? It is entirely controllable, even amidst the absolute messiness of real life. You're basically replacing that fleeting shadow with a solid, steady foundation. So, how do we actually put this defiant pivot into practice? Well, first, consciously ditch the endless chase. Literally catch yourself the second you start saying, "I'll be happy when." Second, stop waiting for perfect conditions because, spoiler alert, they do not exist. Third, make peace with what is in front of you right now, today. And finally, flip your goal. Focus on feeling steady and content rather than constantly chasing that ecstatic high. Because, let me tell you, embracing contentment over an imaginary finish line is just a real game changer. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. How can you stop waiting for perfect conditions and make peace with the messy reality in front of you today? Just really think about it, because the exact moment you stop waiting for your life to perfectly align is the exact moment you actually start living it. Thank you so much for joining me today, Focused Learners. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and I will catch you in the next explainer.